Hey, William Gilmore here for the ScreenwritersJourney.com. It is day 363. Day 363 of the journey. 3 days to go before the end of the one-year odyssey and 3 days before the end of the month. And I'm having one hell of a time with QuickTime tonight trying to record this blog. This is like my fourth or fifth time trying to record it, and it keeps crashing on me. So hopefully this time we'll make it all the way through. Anyway, with 3 days to go before the end of the month, I have completed the Devil's Tramping Ground. I have a complete story from beginning to end. The whole thing seems to track fairly well. There's a little clinkiness near the end, I think. I haven't gotten there yet in my review of the script to see for sure, but I'm thinking there's going to be some smoothing out needed in that last section. But having completed the script, it came in at 118 pages, which is a little bit longer than I was hoping for. Actually, it's a lot longer than I was hoping for. I was hoping for a total of 105, knowing that I'm going to have to cut some things out. I really wasn't anticipating it coming in at 118, but it did. So there you go. So I've got my work cut out for me now to try and get that down. What I did today is I started going through it line by line in the action, trying to trim the action down as much as possible. And some of that is simply taking, if it's a 3-line segment of action, trying to condense that down to 2 lines and continuing on like that all the way through the piece. There are some very large action sections that will need some more specific work to condense them, but I'm just trying to condense all the individual moments down as much as I can. And so far I've managed to remove about 2 pages just by trimming little bits of action out of every line. And I've made it about halfway through the script. I'm up to about page 62. So that has brought the page total down to 116, and it's just barely 116. It's right at the top of 116. So it's 115 plus a few lines. But that number's up there in the corner, says 116. So I've got to get that down. I'm hoping that by going through the remaining the second half of the script, I'll get another 2 pages out, and that'll bring me down to about 114, a little over 114. So that would be good. And I know I've got a big section I can take out regarding, it's not the cold open. The cold open was a problem for me to begin with because it's a large chunk of action, and that's what a reader's going to see when they first open up the script. They're going to see that first page, and it's just a sea of black ink. So I went through that and tried to cut that down a little bit more today. And basically that is a flash forward, or the movie is a flashback from that cold open. We see something that happens about 3/4 of the way through the screenplay. It sort of sets up that the weird stuff is going to be happening, and then the story starts. We go back 1 week earlier and start telling the story forward till we reach that point again, at which point that scene will repeat itself. Now I have an existing scene already in there that is similar, but they're different enough that it's going to have to change. So what I did basically is I just took that opening, cold open, and copied it and pasted it on top of the existing scene. So those 2 scenes exist one after another. So one of those is going to have to come out. I've kept the original in there for now because I want to take some of those elements and add them into the scene as it plays in the actual story. There's a couple of good elements in there, and I think I can pull some things out. But I know there's probably going to be a page that will come out in that section. So that'll get me down to 113. So now I'm only about 8 pages off. I'll go back through it again and look at the big action sequences where there's lots of action, and see if I can condense those as much as I can. And then I'll go back and start doing that to the dialogue and seeing if I can make that as concise as possible. Can I get into the scene later, and can I get out of the scenes earlier? Get in late, get out early. And if I can do that, hopefully I can get it down closer to my 105. I've already got a couple of readers who are anxious to see the changes, so hopefully by tomorrow I'll be able to send that out and get some feedback from them. Maybe they'll have some ideas on things I can cut out, things that aren't necessary to the storytelling. And we'll see where it goes from there. But it was a good weekend. Got a lot done. So with the 28 pages or so that I accomplished today, with the 30 pages that I already had done, that's 60 pages. That's 30 for this month and 130 for the deficit in July. So I made both months, even though I did no writing in July. I did do 2 pages on a different project. I wrote 2 pages. So I'm actually 2 pages ahead. 2 pages. So we'll see what happens from here. But right now, the priority is getting this trimmed down as much as possible so I can send it out for some feedback. Anyway, that's what I have right now, and I'll get back to you in a day or two and let you know how it's going. I'm William Gilmore for the ScreenwritersJourney.com. Please let me know how you're doing in your own writing, and if you're not letting me know, that's because you're writing, right? See you next time.